You watched last night. We've kind of taken this all in now. Give us your read on Kris Bryant's night.
Well, it's easy to say awesome, but let's dive into it a little. D-Ro, I want to hear you interject a little bit because we're going to kind of, I don't know, we like the card shuffling here. Let's take a look at the tape for the, I mean, we could show this 10 times during the show because it's worth it. Okay, first of all, you see his build. He's not this huge Mark McGwire type guy, and what I like is he's an athlete. You guys mentioned earlier he played 3 different positions yesterday, but here, the presence of mind, not only it's a short double, the throw goes home, has great speed, ends up on third. Okay, now what'd you say? Oh, 90 miles an hour, 1-0 pitch? It's just, like you said, D-Ro, it seems like the ball has a little bit more carry. So, in our deck, our little poker hand today, we have a double, we have a homer, and then we have an absolute bomb. So now we're talking 2 dingers and a double. Rip pants, good home run trot. Here we go. Keep it rolling. This is a scud miss. It should be a single. Most guys that don't have plus speed, boom, once again, shows the athleticism, gets to second. Now we're sitting on 2 pairs in the 8th, but no! I want to have the full house. So I started thinking, this wiry, strong, athletic build. Who did it remind me of back in the day, guys, that I was watching, you know, growing up? This is who came to mind. Eric Davis, athletic, strong, can steal bases, can go deep. And then as I went with Mr. Andrew Baum back in the war room, we were checking out the stats. I said, guys that are wiry, strong, they need to generate some movement. So you look at Eric Davis, look at where his head starts and where it finishes. That's a lot of movement. And I think if you're a skinny, athletic guy, in order to generate power, you need to do that. Kris Bryant, are you kidding me? Like, his head doesn't even move. Now, that's what you want to teach. So who am I going to compare this to? Mike Napoli. This guy's on fire lately. For me, he is the traditional guy on how you get your hands ready and how you load. Look, there's a movement back to the hands. There's a nice leg kick to start generating power. So I say, oh, Kris Bryant probably does something like that. Minimal hand movement. I wouldn't even call this a toe tap. This is almost like a toe replacement.
Yeah.
And it's what makes him so unique, D-Ro, for me, is that he generates so much power in such little movement. And like I said, you look at him. Mark McGwire didn't have a big load. Mark McGwire's 6'5", 275 in his heyday.
Yeah.
Bryant's not a small guy. I mean, I don't want people to think he weighs 175 pounds. But you see him, and he's not this huge, bulking guy. He's an athletic, built guy. So when you look at a guy like Napoli, that's why I like that comparison. I think that's the traditional way of how you generate power. You have your nice and square, you load up, and when the pitch is coming, you need your hands to generate power, and you need your lower half, your lower half. So you saw a good stride. That's kind of textbook of what you want to do. Kris Bryant, when you see here, it's like this, it's a tap, and then you can teach that, great, there's not a lot of head movement, but no one generates the power he does with such little movement. That's what I think that makes him so special, because he can keep his head in the same place. He doesn't need a lot of movement, yet when he makes contact with that ball, I mean, it's anywhere. You saw where these balls landed. I mean, it was a combined, 1,300 feet with 3 home runs? I mean, it's ridiculous.